big energy, no effort. Look at me, that's pressure. I don't chase, I get her. I don't beg, I bless her. Big energy, no effort. Look at me, that's pressure. I don't chase, I get her. I don't beg, I bless her.
Hi, my little flowers. Welcome to my channel. My name is Sheena, and let's get started. Let's get into it. You already see the title of the video. I'm trying to stay consistent and actually posting like I meant to. So let's just get straight into it. So I've been in the Navy for 6 years now, and I work as a hospital corpsman. And these are the 5 top things that I wish I knew before I joined. Number one, this is gonna be funny because as I was born in Haiti, so I grew up around like water, like the beaches and stuff, but I don't know how to swim. And when I got fascinated about joining the Navy, I was like so motivated, and they told me like you had to learn how to swim. But my recruiter was just like, don't worry about it. He kind of like downplay it, and he's like, oh, they're gonna teach you. They're gonna teach you. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. When you get there, the stress, the yelling, yeah, I still this day I don't know how to swim. I can survive, but do I know how to swim? No. If you have been to boot camp and you were doing the swim classes, you remember that old lady that would always like she was the meanest, and she I always had her for some reason, and it was terrible. Like that did not learn how to swim whatsoever. I still don't know how to swim. I can survive on my back. Oh, excuse me. But swimming, no. So I wish I actually learned how to swim before I went to boot camp. So if you're going to join, learn how to swim before you go to boot camp. Number two, this one is like an overtime thing, and I didn't honestly notice it until like later. It's your body clock just change. I think it's because of the lack of sleep, the stressful environments that you are around constantly. I did notice, and I felt like from that moment on, from that moment on, it's like I was always tired. It was like a shock to my body, and I was always tired. So yeah, eventually you get used to having those odd hours. I had sorry, I had to fix a couple of things. Just like making sure like my microphone stopped rubbing in my hair so much and move my check. I had my check here. But yeah, like I was saying, your body clock just changes. You're gonna work longer hours. I remember just working from 5:45 in the morning until midnight, and then still have to come back to work the next day and having duty. So it's and no one cares. It does affect your mental health, and it can be hard. So just be aware of how much it affects your social life and mental health. And speaking of mental health, it's kind of complicated. I think like once I wanted to join, I imagined of having this amazing career, traveling, be happy. And when you watch like YouTube videos, you see like the sailors are always together. It just feels like such a community, and it can be when you find the right people. For me, I was a shy person. I was very introverted, and so it's hard to make friends. It's hard to get out of my shell and just make connection with people. And so it became very lonely when I first joined. I was like extremely depressed, and I didn't seek out help because I was a brand new sailor in the Navy, and I was just like, they're going to kick me out. They're going to kick me out. And that's what I was hearing from other sailors, right? It's like when you go to mental health, they're going to find something and kick you out. And so I would avoid it. And instead, I ended up doing some destructive behaviors, which I wish I was just like, go and get help. So if you are joining, um, just know behavioral health is here for you. You are not gonna get kicked out for going. I was a substance abuse counselor, And so it's it's I'm speaking from both sides. I'm speaking from the sailor that was afraid of behavioral health and from the sailor who was actually working into behavioral health. And I can tell you, we are here to help you. So if you do join, please don't be afraid to go to behavioral health. It is very important, especially when you start having like those intrusive thoughts. It the loneliness and depression can be real. You can have so much people around you and still feel depressed. Um, and next is shitty leadership. That I've heard people will have like great relationship with their leadership. I've had so many great relationship with my leadership. It's just that one. It takes one. It takes one leadership to like just twirl you off and can destroy your career. For example, I was like stationed in Guam and I was a brand new sailor. I'm sorry, not brand new sailor, but a brand new HM3. And they put me in charge into this clinic. It was a small clinic. They had APU, PACU, anesthesia, all into one. And if you're not in healthcare, you should know these clinics should be separate, but they put them all in one. And I was supposed to be in charge of these also like new sailors. And I felt like I didn't get enough support, and I felt like um, everything was just put on me. I didn't have anybody to turn to when I needed help, and that that destroyed me. And it felt, and I was just like, I am over it. I can't do this anymore. It was so stressful. So I still remember that experience till this day, and I did learn my lessons from it. And some lessons I learned is just don't stay quiet. Go over that, chief. I know that's such a weird thing to do to say, but if you need the extra help, reach out to other communities. Reach out to other HM3s, other HM2s, other leaders that you know around you to get help. Um, and last but not least, speaking of shitty leadership, is sexual harassment. If that is something that triggers you, please fast forward. um, Sexual harassment and being put into weird positions as a female, it is real. I have had several interactions where at the moment on I felt awkward, and later on I'm just like, man, like that shouldn't have been said. That shouldn't have happened. You shouldn't have gotten so close to me. And it's just like weird situations and that you should be prepared for. I hate to say, oh, you should be prepared to get sexually harassed, but it does happen. um it's something that occurs in the military, and I will encourage you not to stay quiet. Make sure like you always protect yourself. um Report it. Don't be scared to report it, please. um I know like all I said here was just like five things and most of them were negative. But there are some benefits to the military, which I'll be getting into my next video. And so if you are joining, be aware of these um, five things: the swim, the body clock changes, the personality changes, the mental health, the long deployments. There's a lot of that. There's a lot that goes into that can affect your mental health. So yeah, thank you for watching. The next video will be on the pros and cons of the military, and I'll be getting into deeper of what it was like for me. Bye bye. This is just like my experience. I'm sure there's more to get into. It's just like for me, this is like the top five things that I wish I had like taken into account before I joined. I always thought about like what my life would be like if I had just go to the colleges that I got accepted to. And so when I look back at it, I was just like, yeah, those are like the top five things to me that would have definitely matter. So yeah. Alright, my little flowers, thank you so much for watching my video. I will definitely get into more about like my Navy experience and try to post more videos. I'll try to stay consistent. I'll try to post more videos about like every week or two or so. But in the meantime, subscribe to my channel and follow me on my Instagram. I'll put my TikTok on down in the on the video description. All right, you have a great day. Take care of each other. Bye bye.